This week. It's first week of May, and even though it's spring outside, my garden is in full bloom, like as if it were the dead of summer where I'm at. So that's the cool part about having the indoor garden, is it's like summer all year round. So yesterday I focused on transferring a bunch of new sprouted seeds into the grow tent. My goal was to have the seeds sprout and then move them directly into the system rather than caring for it like a seedling. And so far, things are doing well. I lost one seedling out of the 4 that I transferred yesterday, which is pretty good considering. Hopefully I can perfect my practices and technique so that in the future it's quicker and I don't lose so many seedlings. So today I'm kind of just going to do the same thing to start off. I'm going to take a look at what is ready in terms of my flower seedlings and what can be transferred. For the most part, everything germinated, but I should germinate more because it looks like I don't have enough flowers. I need more. So I'm gonna go get some net pots. Good morning. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. I'm just gonna go get some net pots and I'm gonna transfer some more of these seedlings. All right. So today I am transferring the rest of my flower seedlings into the foam collars. Now normally these are cloning collars, but I actually use them as a grow medium for my starts. Well, for herbs as well and other stuff that are growing, but specifically for my flower starts, they do so well in the foam collars. So I'll show you guys. I have a bunch of seedlings here. Yes, it looks gross. They are cinnamon to inhibit mold growth, but you see that one right there? It's ready to go in. So I'm going to be transferring these today. I will show you the ones we transferred yesterday together live. So we got one that is alive, another one that's alive, 3, 4, and I think this one's gonna make it. The leaves are still kind of in the hull, so I don't want to pull it off. Whenever I pull it off, I usually pruning the seedling, and then I put one zinnia in the tower just to see how it does. But you guys, I have very exciting news today. I'm going a little bit off topic. Good afternoon. All right, you guys, I've been saving this for the live. I'm very excited. Check this out. I have a hard time focusing on my YouTube videos, but if you look closely, that is our first aeroponic zinnia bud. Very, very excited about that. I've never grown an aeroponic zinnia plant, and I lollipopped it, pruned off the bottom leaves, and I'm just so excited. These I transplanted a couple days ago. They're doing well. I don't know, it's hard to see, but we got some nice roots here happening. Look at that, it's coming out the bottom of the net pot. Woohoo! Yes, it is the afternoon. The day's just flying by. And over here, I've got some more roots coming out. So these are doing great. We transferred this one yesterday. It's doing well. That one, RIP. I don't think it made it. I'm gonna leave it for the rest of the day. Sometimes they bounce back and then you get a little leaf there, so I don't want to throw out prematurely, but this is the best part right here. Check that out. Whoa, look at those roots, and look at that over there. So exciting, you guys. I get to have that excitement when you something first bloom. I get to have that all the time, which is so cool. So I don't know if you guys know what Loja plants are. They're flowers. They kind of look like amaranthus. They're feathery looking, and so I grow those as well in my cut flower garden just to add a filler when I make flower arrangements. But you should look them up. They're really beautiful. And yes, flowers do grow great hydroponically, aeroponically. And I just finished Googling this morning that zinnia flowers are self-pollinating, which is an indoor gardener's dream. Because if they're actually self-pollinating, that is so wonderful. They're just going to grow on their own. I might have to add a little fan just so that the air can circulate and kind of move the pollen around. But yeah, let's go. I'm very excited. So this is my first time growing zinnias aeroponically. The last time I did it, I killed the plant because I put it in the tower, and oftentimes when something is too young and you put it in the tower with some hydroclay, the water actually ends up running over the leaves of the plant, and then with the light shining on it, it just burns crap out of it. So that's how I killed my first zinnia flower. So I'm just going to show you guys a little closer here what I'm doing. Same thing as yesterday. If you tuned in, I'm just taking... thank you, Mr. Ganix. I am very grateful for my setup, and it is my favorite place to be, that's for sure. So I'm just using some tweezers here and performing a very delicate surgery. I'm trying to lift as much of the root off as possible from the paper towel so that I can get this into the foam collar and into the grow tower, just like yesterday. Same thing. The more of these I can get started in my system, the more successful outdoor growing season I'll have. You see a little bit of the root sticking out there. It's just enough for the water to hit it, which is perfect. It is so small, I know, but I just want to push it to the limit. I want to see how quickly I can be, like how aggressive I can be. So as soon as something germinates, forget about treating it like a seedling. Just get it right into the system, because as soon as it gets into the system, that's when it really just takes off. So it's fun, but it's definitely, you got to get it down to a science here, because I just break roots left, right, and center. And I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here, but just trying to gently, if the paper towel comes off with it, that's okay. It will break down anyways, so I'm not too concerned. But wow, this is a lot easier than yesterday. For those of you that tuned in yesterday, for some reason today I'm much more successful with the removal. I wonder if it's because the plants just got larger overnight in the paper towel. Can, great for germination, so you're not breaking roots and pulling them out of paper towel. Oh, cool. I'll check that out. What is it? Like a germinating medium, or what is it? This is great for doing starts because they grow faster than soil. Yes, my concern that I was discussing with the group yesterday was that in my most mature zinnia plant, I'll show you guys in a sec, but the roots get so intertwined in the net pots that my concern is that I won't be able to take them, like if I want them to go to a certain stage and then I take them out of the pot, the roots are going to be all stuck. So I don't know, I got to find a sweet spot, or I'll have to cut a hole in the net pot, or plant the whole net pot in soil, which is a lazy way of doing it. I'm scared to switch to hydro, but Andrew Heckman is helping me make the decision. Oh man, you will never go back, Mr. Ganix. But I'm a firm believer in there's a time and place for everything. Outdoor garden is good, like just as good. It just offers different benefit. You know, there's nothing like an outdoor garden, but at the same time, you're not going to regret it. Hydro is just, honestly, I suck at gardening, and I look like a freaking genius with hydro because it just makes it so easy. Potties, you're right. The can is amazing. I have a code. Oh, awesome. Drop that code in the comments and I'll shout it out. I will definitely have to check that out. So I'm going to take you guys with me here. We're going to put these in the tower, and then we'll do one last little search for more. I'm too baked to describe it. I'm about to have an edible myself. This is what I do on the weekends. I just have a little edible, chill, work in the tent. There is nothing like it, you guys. Honestly, I'm telling you, this is my favorite spot to be. So there we go. It's so small. Hopefully it's alive, but I'm really excited. Oh, and one thing to show you guys, I feel like you guys will appreciate this. We talked about it yesterday on the live. GCN is the code for a can. You guys need it. Save 10% off with the code GCN. Okay, so yesterday I broke this tomato plant. I was pruning, I snapped it. And so instead of throwing it out, I don't waste intent. It's always just a room for experiment. I took off the top that I snipped off. I cut the bottom at a 45-degree angle, and I put the cutting in the tower. I want to see if I can use the tower as a cloner. I do have a cloning kit here at home, but I usually just propagate in water. But this time I decided, you know what, I've got this new tower set up here. My green one is full, but I've got room in the orange. And in 24 hours, it's hard to see because I can't focus for some reason on these lives, but there's already roots. I don't know if you can see, very small there. But there's already roots, and I was so upset because it was flowering, and you know, it's so mature already that it would be a disappointment to just toss it out. It was all wilted yesterday, and today it looks great. I've never grown a tomato or pepper plant in the tower because I don't have trellis support for it. It does come with the lights, but no trellis support, and I'm actually quite pleased. If the structure stay like this, I think I can actually, if I keep it dwarfed, I can actually manage to cultivate or grow different tomato plants in the tower, which would be so cool. I mean, there's nothing like it. The buckets is where they really thrive, but just to know that I have an extra space where if I do break something off, or if I, you know, have extra cuttings, I could just throw them in the tower and clone them. And then, you know, same thing, my flowers, I can actually have them as starts for outdoor, which is really cool. You can buy dwarf tomato plants. All right, let's do it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to dedicate a tower to just that, and we're gonna see if I can actually grow. I wonder even about peppers. I know peppers are pretty robust. The stems and stalks are quite thick, so I don't even know if it would need a trellis support. Maybe not. So that would be cool. I really just want to experiment and just see what I can get to grow in these towers, in these buckets, things that you wouldn't expect. So yeah, I've got, I'll just show you guys here what I'm doing. Well, you can already see, but I've got another little seedling here. So I use this little spray bottle here. It helps kind of loosen the paper towel fibers so that I can just get that little root out. The challenge is you want to get these out when they're big enough so that they're mature enough, but the more they get, the more entwined the root gets. Shit, I just broke the root, guys. Just broke the root, but that's okay. So there, I don't know if you can see it, there's our little seedling. This is a celosia plumosa. So it's called a flamingo celosia. It's pink, a light pink, feathery looking flower. So right here, I'm going to try in this little foam collar here. If we can't get the roots sticking out all the way, that's okay. I'll just bring you guys for a closer look here. Hang on. All right, so this is, I think, as far in as I'm gonna get it. And if it dies, it dies. The thing that I tell myself to feel better is at least I have others that I can propagate if these die. I'm sure you could propagate them. I'm not sure, but I'm sure there's a way. Most things can be propagated. You just have to cut it in the right. All right, so there we go. There's another one. I'm gonna take you guys with me to the tower. Only the strong survive. Honestly, it seems as though all of them are strong these days. It's pretty impressive. Every time I think something's gonna die, for some reason it just comes back to life. Sorry about that. Something just happened with my phone. All right, so yeah, back to that. Every time I think something's gonna die, I just transferred romaine seedlings when they were so small that half of them, after I transferred, were completely wilted. I didn't think they were gonna make it. Like this one in particular, it was just, I thought it was dead, thought it was a goner. And then you see new growth and you realize, oh my gosh, it's still alive. It's still alive. So yeah, it's very exciting. And every time I think something is dead, I just leave it in the tower, because sometimes I have hope, and sometimes, you know, things come back. Plants are so resilient. It's insane. Do you know how many plants I've killed where I thought it was over and they just came back? I had sprouting trays on my basement floor. So they were full of sponges and seeds that I was germinating, and whatever didn't sprout, I gave up on it. I was ready to wash the trays, and so I just had them stacked, like about 10 of them. And when I went to go wash them a week later, they were in a dark basement on the floor, like concrete floor, very cold, very dark. And I went to go check them, and like 2 weeks later, I went to go wash them, and a pepper seedling living in there. I was shocked. I don't know how that happened. It had been in the dark, not watered, no nutrients, like nothing, no oxygen, like over 2 weeks, and for some reason it survived. And so I actually put it, so Mr. Organics, you'll appreciate this. And Andrew Heckman gave me some of these nuts here. So these are the peppers that I thought were dead, but they survived, and check out. We got roots. So these are the Ogo net pots. I showed you guys them yesterday if you were part of the live. But yeah, these have been so great for my pepper plants. They love these net pots. They get a lot of oxygen, and I use the clay pebbles because my foam collars don't fit. But yeah, they look good. So shout out to Andrew from Ogo Grown for those. They actually come in different colors too. So I've got some green ones, which I'm going to be using next. But fortunately, I don't have the right size for my tower right now. So I've just been using them in the buckets. Anyways, I think I might have another one I can transfer here. For those of you that just joined, I'm transferring flower seedlings into my grow tower to get them started for season. All right, so when you have ones like these, way too small, so I'm gonna have to just put that one back. And this one, I don't know, sometimes I don't know if they're gonna survive or not. So it really is a risk. But like you said, only the strong survive, right? All right, I'm just gonna go get another net pot because I've got another seedling to transfer. Hang on. All right. So I have, I'll turn you guys around and show you guys the last seedling that I'm gonna try and transfer. Here it is. It's a celosia, a flamingo celosia, and they are feathery flowers I use as a filler, and I am just working on taking the sprouted seedlings and getting them into my grow tower and praying that they're mature enough and that they won't die. So this one is a super risky one because, again, the longer you leave it, sometimes the root starts to curl, and then that's when you got a real problem here because I can't straighten it out, if you know what I mean. So let's just do our best here. And you know, I think the tower, the way it works is the water trickles just enough that it'll go in that hole. And another thing too is I have this nozzle bottle here. I can also top feed if necessary. Sometimes it can be a challenge. See how the water kind of pools, and I don't want it to burn the leaves, right? Because you never water or spray with the lights on, unless you're using specific brands that allow for that. Some brands, they have things where you can spray with the lights on, but I don't do that because I don't trust it 100%. Maybe because I've never properly tried it. All right, so we're gonna get this one into the tap. Woo! There goes my, oh shoot. Guys, I'm really clumsy, so hang on one second here. I just dropped something. Okay. I am a disaster sometimes, you guys. So that's it for transferring the seeds. Shoot, I just dropped my Amazon Alexa. I think it'll be fine. It's fine. She works, you guys. Everything's cool. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing to start my flowers for the summer. And then they're a certain stage, I'm gonna get them into a cell tray and carton them off outside and get them out just before the first week of June. So again, this is one from yesterday. I'm concerned. So this one is already starting to bloom, right? And look, if I wanted to take this out of the net pot, I can't without compromising roots. So maybe you guys can help me figure this out. I want to start my seedlings in here and then get them in my garden bed outside. At what stage should I remove them from the net pots? You know, like here you see a little root in there. Should I get them in the ground at that point? My goal, because I live in Ontario, the summer is so short, the season is so short that I'm trying to maximize and squeeze as much of the blooming season out as I can get. And so that's really the goal behind starting these early. So if you guys have any suggestions as to a better way to do it, let me know. I've got a couple more seedlings in here just waiting on. Like for example, this one, I transferred in too early. Or sorry, I pulled it out too early and I totally broke the root, which sucks. So I've left it in the paper towel because again, like we talked about, the plants are so resilient that there is a possibility that it might come back. So we'll see. I'm not 100% sure, but we will see. So what else is new in the garden? I'm gonna do some pruning right now, which is why I'm taking you guys with me. As for pruned tomatoes, I've been doing this every day. Last year I did it and I did it all in one shot. They got too out of control, too fast, and I just pruned them all at once and they got really stressed out and it really set their growth back. So now I do a little bit every day, not too much. And I also want to show you guys, I pinched all the flower buds a few days ago and they're already growing back. Look at that. So these are cherry tomatoes. They are from, so I bought, well, I didn't buy them. A friend of mine went to Buffalo and went to the Wegmans grocery store. If you know, you know. And they had these cherry tomatoes, and I know they were just regular cherry tomatoes, but they were greenhouse grown, product of Ontario. So I took the seeds, they were so delicious, and I just germinated them and started growing them. Now a lot of people are telling me that you actually shouldn't take seeds from store-bought for your indoor garden because if they had diseases in their greenhouse or something that the plants are predisposed to, it could be dangerous to introduce that into my grow tent. But this person gave me this information after I had already planted them. And like I always say on my YouTube, it's just one big experiment here. So what the hell, we're gonna try it. I've had other people tell me that it's illegal to bring tomatoes over from the States, but I think you have to pay taxes on it, but I don't think it's actually illegal. And if it is, oops. It's too late now because I'm growing them. But yeah, I'm excited. The reason why I have so many plants is because I want a couple of each color. A lot of people don't know this, but the color depends on the plant. So you're not going to have, if you want tricolor tomatoes and you get seeds, every plant will have just one color. The darker ones, it's one plant. You don't get one plant with all the different colors. But I do have another variety that's kind of like that. It's Chinese 5-color pepper. There's 5 colors on the plant, which is unheard of, but that's because it's the different stages of ripening. So normally if you see a fruit that has different variations of color per plant, that's usually because those are the different ripening stages. That's what I thought bell peppers. I thought that it started off green, then yellow, then orange, then red. That's actually incorrect. The color of the pepper is predetermined in the plant's DNA, so it already knows what color it's going to be. So it turns from green to either yellow, orange, or red. It doesn't go through all the series of colors. So fun fact for you guys. I could talk about this stuff all day long. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through my tomatoes. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. But at this point, I don't use pruning scissors. I just pinch off any of the new suckers through. I haven't been pinching off all of the suckers because they are fruit bearing, right? So rather than the plant growing upward, I actually want it to be bushy outward. I just raised my lights today. I might have to raise a bit more. Yeah, I just, my last couple of grows, I let my tomato plants get so out of control that they were touching the lights and they were burning and wrapping around. I had tomatoes growing pretty much on the roof of grow tent, and I am 5 feet tall, so I couldn't reach. So that was fun to clean up. And then when I got powdery mildew all over them, that was brutal. That was the end of that. So I probably still have spores on the ceiling because I couldn't reach it to clean. But yeah, so I just go through these, prune off all the little suckers. So I'll show you guys what a sucker is just so that you guys know. So right here is a perfect example. It's so young, so small, but there it is. Anything growing on a 45-degree angle, I just pick it off. You can wait till it gets a little bit older, or sorry, longer or larger to propagate it. But I'm trying to really stay on things and keep it clean in here. So I'm always making sure to prune stuff, always checking the leaves. I do have, some of these leaves are looking a little wilted, and I wonder if it's just because it needs to be pruned a little bit. Oh my gosh, did you guys just see that? I just broke a whole tomato plant. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Ah! What the heck is it with YouTube Live and me breaking my tomato plants? Oh no. Look at that. I broke this off my plant right now and I'm very upset. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get it in the tower. Shit, guys. Oh, it's already, wow, just broke off another stem of it. That really sucks. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Oh, I'm so upset. Anyways, I can't believe that happened live. Wow. All right, so I'm gonna cut off the end of this. And just, all right, so I'm just cutting it at a 45. Oh man, I cannot believe that happened. I am so upset. Ugh. Well, maybe I can get it to another growth stage and then put it back in the net pot once it's grown back. But man, ugh. I'm so pissed off with myself. I can't believe I just did that. If anybody saw that, please pray for me in the comments. I'm not having a good morning. All right. So I put it in the foam collar right there. All right. In the tower it goes. I cannot believe I did that. Wow. I'm very disappointed in myself. Ugh. I'm gonna need a minute to recover from that. I can't believe I did that. Ugh. I'm so frustrated. Anyways, it happened yesterday and it grew back, so I don't know if I can graft it or if there's something I can do. That really sucks. I can't believe I just did that. Wow. Wow. Sorry, just checking if this live is still on here. Yes, it is. Sometimes I get a call and I don't put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and then it screws stuff up. I think I need a minute to recover from that. That really sucks. I can't believe I just did that. Wow, there was another stem too that was flowering. That was my healthiest tomato plant. Like my, Anyways, so I just cut that on a 45. I'm also gonna get it in the tower. At least it's content, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, but I can't be upset over it. There's so many other things to be happy about. I've got to just take the L and chill out. Right. Get that in the net pot. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. I'm so bummed out, you guys. Ugh. Anyways, right, so, sorry, I feel like I need a minute to recover from. I can't believe I broke that. Ugh. I worked so hard on my garden, and it's such a disappointment when something goes wrong. It really sucks, and anyways, it's okay. We'll bounce back. Our plant will bounce back, and we'll consider it an experiment. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tomato plants, and I'll give you guys a closer look at what I've done. I really effed this one up. Look at that. Oh, rest in peace. I'm sorry, tomato plant. You were looking so good too. Oh man, my heart. Ugh, that really sucks. Are you allowed to swear on YouTube Live? Does anyone know? Oh my gosh. Anyways. Alright, well, that is that. I don't know if I can graft it. I'm not sure how that works. Shoot. I can't believe I did that. I'm so bummed out. Alright, I'm going to take the rest of these, get them in the tower as well. Maybe I'll just propagate, and for every tomato I lost, I'll plant 2 more. How about that? So this is the damage that was done. I'm just gonna cut it at a 45. Make sure your scissors are clean when you're doing this. Ugh, man, that really sucks. I'm feeling very bummed out. All right, so I'm just going to grab a couple net pots. I can't believe I did that. Oh man. I'm somebody that dwells on things for a long time, so I'm gonna be upset about this all day long. I told you I'm clumsy, so that is what happens when you're not paying attention and you're not careful and focused, which is the story of my life. All right, so everything happens for a reason. It probably broke off so that I can have 10 more tomato plants. Anyways, that's too bad. That really is too bad. But hey, that's what happens times in a garden. You win some, you lose some, you know? Anyways, All right, let's get these in the tower. The one that I put in yesterday, already rooted. I'll show you guys. There you go. In the tower. Hopefully it can bounce back. I'll give you guys a closer look at this one. Show you what we're dealing with here. So I propagated it yesterday after breaking it. And I put it in the tower to try to see if I can clone it. And it's hard to see, but it does have little baby roots growing already. Anyways, so that is that. So there you go, a YouTube exclusive where I break my tomato plant. So I'm just gonna get this back in the tower. So yeah, that totally sucks, you guys. I cannot believe I did that. Anyways, moving on, I'll show you guys what else I got going on here. Got our lemon seedling. Got some fungus gnats in the tent, so I'm trying to get rid of that. Here, lettuce. So I had some yesterday. It was awesome. I will be harvesting some today for my dinner. I do eat a lot of salads, so I'm obsessed with having these large amounts. Look at the size of these leaves. They're just massive. I keep showing the same thing off because it is just so cool. I am going to be switching up the nutrients on the buckets. They are, right now, I'm using General Hydroponics, the Flora Nova Grow. So this is what I've got going on right now. Flora Nova Grow 7410. I'm going to be switching it up to the Bloom because everything is starting to flower, such as the tomatoes. I've also got the cucumber that's flowering. So I'm gonna have to hand pollinate those. 1 part peroxide, 5 parts water. Use that for watering a bit. Yes, I do. I do a tablespoon of hydrogen peroxide for every 4 liters of water. That is what I use in my bucket system. I put that first, let that run for a couple of hours, and then I put in my nutrients. But yes, I'll show you guys. So these ones have flowering yet, but I have bell pepper plants that already started to flower. I'm trying to see here where it is. I had to put them off, and they're so small that it's difficult to do, but I don't know if you can see, but there is a flower cluster in there somewhere. Oh man, every time I walk by my tomato plant, I'm so upset. That is not gonna grow back. I mean, it might grow like some suckers on the side, but that took such a big hit. I think I'm just gonna have to take the loss. Ugh. For soil. Oh, cool. You can use H2O2 in soil. Yeah, here it's already flowering. I'm gonna have to pinch these off. It's flowering prematurely. Well, not prematurely, it's just these were stunted for so long that by the time I got them in order, they were at the stage of flowering. So there you go. Got some nice roots going on here. I currently have the watering schedule at 1 minute and 45 seconds on, 2 minutes and 45 seconds off. So I just set it here. Every so often I increase the on schedule so that the rest of the plants can get ample watering. But yeah, oh, sorry. I'm just so distracted by the fact that I broke my tomato plant. You know, you can't get upset about these things because clearly I have a lot more plants where that came from, but it's just a bummer when that happens. So yeah, for the rest of the day, I'm probably going to be just cleaning up in here, vacuuming, doing some other stuff. I actually started some new seeds yesterday. I actually went on Instagram Live after my YouTube Live yesterday, and I started a bunch of seeds. So This is my second try at strawberry seeds. And I got a bunch of lettuce. And then here I just have a bunch of herbs and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, other than that, that's it that I've got going on in the garden. Once the top develops a bit, you could move it from the top of the bucket. Oh, I hope so. I'm so upset that I did that. I can't believe I did that. Rest in peace, tomato plant. Anyways, it is what it is. I need to get over it and just move on with my day. But I said I wanted to prune it, so I pruned it. Anyways, all right, well, I am going to hop off of this live and calm myself down a little bit. And I might hop back on shortly while I start another project. But I thank you guys for being in, and I will be back soon. Have a great Sunday.